Welcome back once again to Aztec Connects. This week, our approach is laughter. We talked about the importance of laughter and why it is beneficial not only to helping maybe even your blood pressure, but your overall health. And Ron reminded of us many reasons why we need to take laughter more seriously, or maybe less seriously, however you look at it, and do more of it. So we're going to continue our conversation about the importance of laughter and subject you to some of my corny jokes and probably some of Ron's good jokes, because Ron's jokes were a little bit better than mine. And so again, I'm not going to tell you where I got my information, but if you don't like them, then maybe you write in and I'll tell you where I got them so you can ridicule that person, not me. But
Yeah.
Ron, laughter is important.
It's huge. And that person, by the way, told me a story. Mark Twain. Somebody asked Mark Twain, "Can I borrow your mule?" And Mark Twain said, "No, I think we're having meatloaf tonight." And the guy said, "Well, what's that got to do with me borrowing your mule?" And Mark Twain said, "Nothing. I don't want you borrowing my mule, so any excuse will do."
that sounds perfect.
I think that's funny. There you go.
It is funny. Well, in light of just sharing what I always deem as corny jokes, three vampires walked into a bar and ordered drinks. And the first one says, "I'll take blood." And the second one says, "I'll take blood as well." And the third vampire says, "I'll take some plasma." And so the bartender looked at him and says, "Okay, that'll be 2 bloods and a blood light."
No. Same source?
Same source. A lot of my materials, same source. Yeah.
He has an unlimited supply. And in fact, he'll be our guest here coming up soon. We have to make sure we not talk about jokes that day. Did you hear, this is kind of a sad story, actually. Larry Leibowitz died recently. Now, the name is not familiar, but people my age, and I think yours, Kirk, will remember, he was the writer of the Hokey Pokey. You remember that song, the Hokey Pokey? Well, apparently at his funeral, it was kind of distressing because, or actually before the funeral, when the folks at the funeral home were trying to put him in the casket, they put his left foot in and he put his left foot out. They put his...
Oh, I knew it was going somewhere. Well, all right. So,
folks, if you don't know the Hokey Pokey, play it on YouTube, then you'll get that joke. There you go.
Well, Ron, people like to stay in shape and do different things, disciplines. Pigs, no exception. So what do you call a pig that does karate?
Oh, a pork chop?
A pork chop. Yeah, you got it. That is it. That is it.
Right. I got one. I don't know what I win, but Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein was a funny man. I mean, he was brilliant. He was in a world by himself, a class by himself. But he said 2 things. Wait, I want to make sure I get this right. So hold on. He said 2 things are infinite: the universe and human stupidity. He said, and I'm not so sure about the universe. Ouch.
Well, bulls are very dangerous, Ron. Do you know how you stop a bull from charging?
Oh, I think I do, but go ahead.
Take away his credit card.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. And you know how you top a car too, right?
No.
You tap on the brake, stupid. It's your fault. Well, you started this.
Yeah, I did. And so I'll just ask you, as you walk in the parks and everything, you know why you can't see elephants hiding in trees?
I do.
You do, because they're very good at it.
That's right. They hide very well. All right, here we go. What's the definition of a will? Do you know?
I don't know.
Oh, come on. It's a dead giveaway.
Oh, my goodness. That's almost like asking people when you go by a cemetery, how many people are dead in there? All of them.
Yeah.
And you know why they have a fence around it, right?
Go ahead.
People are dying to get in.
And then I wondered why the baseball was getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and then it hit me.
All right.
Do you know if you left alphabet soup on the stove and go out, it could spell disaster?
Oh.
Okay.
I think you're on a good roll.
Yeah, I've got puns. I'm right up your alley now. When they bought a waterbed, the couple started to drift apart.
Oh, I'm not stopping you. You're on a roll.
No, you stop me, please. Please. Our audience is begging you. All right, did you hear about the guy who sent 10 puns to his friends? in hopes that at least one of the puns would make them laugh. Unfortunately, no pun intended. Intended. Nope. Yeah, your turn.
My turn. Okay, I'm trying to look at see if I have any more material. Well, this one it may take me a couple minutes. We have a couple minutes left.
Yes.
Well, these pirates, they sail the seven seas, and as you know, pirates, they always fight. So the first mate runs to the captain and says, "Aye, captain, the enemy comes from the north." So the captain turns to the first mate and says, "Bring me red shirt." And they fight and they win. Another day goes by, and the first mate runs to the captain, just frantic, goes, "Aye, captain, the enemy comes from the north, they come from the south." And the captain turns to the first mate and says, "Aye, you matey, bring me red shirt." So the first mate starts thinking, why always my red shirt? Why always does he always say, bring me my red shirt? So he goes to the captain one day and he says, "Captain," he goes, why always me red shirt?" He goes, "Ah, you matey, if I get stabbed, I don't want my mates to see me bleed." He goes, "Okay, it makes sense." So a couple days go by. All of a sudden, that first mate he's tripping over everything, trying to get to the captain. "Hey, captain, the enemy comes from the north. They come from the south. They come from the east. They come from the west." And the captain turns to the first mate and says, "Aye, you matey, bring me red shirt and me brown pants."
I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming.
All
All
these are
right.
stolen. All these are stolen, I admit.
Here's a true story, and I mean this true story that you've probably heard, and I know you're going to like it. Knowing you, you're going to like this because it's a baseball story. Minor league team near the end of the season, they're hopeless. They're not going to the playoffs. They did not have a good season at all. The catcher gets this idea. He takes a potato and he carves it into the shape of a baseball. And then he painstakingly paints in red lines like the seams on a baseball. Keeps it in the dugout, waiting for just the precise moment. All of a sudden, a guy gets to third base, one out. He says, "Oh, time out. I got to go fix my mitt." He runs into the dugout. Is this sounding familiar? Do you remember this? He runs into the dugout, comes out with the potato, calls for, what do they call it? An outside pitch? What do they call that when?
A pitch out.
A pitch out. Thank you. Calls for a pitch out, jumps up, takes the potato, and purposely throws it over the head of the third baseman. The runner comes running home, at which point the catcher says, "You're out." And the umpire says, "He's what?" The catcher says, "He's out. I got the ball right here." He said, "What did you just throw?" He said, "Oh, that was a potato." He said, "You're out." It's a true story. It's a true story.
Oh,
I got kicked out of the league, but he made it on Johnny Carson. Come on. Again, let's do the disclaimer. Life is serious. A lot of people struggling. We know that. We know that. I'm not making light of it. We're not trying to ridicule by any means, but I hope we're making the point, Kirk, that in the midst of difficulties, we need to cause ourselves to laugh. So let me do this real quick. We got just a minute or two left. I'm hoping to fill the time so I don't have to hear another one of your puns. Taylor Mason. Taylor Mason is a ventriloquist, totally family friendly. Taylor Mason and Romeo. If you'll Google or YouTube Taylor Mason, be prepared to laugh. Same with Jeff Allen. Jeff Allen used to be a horrible lifestyle. I shouldn't say horrible person, but he was not living a very positive life at all. But he turned things around, and now he pokes fun at family and himself. Jeff Allen, totally hysterical. My wife and I like Everybody Loves Raymond. Now I'm dating myself perhaps, but again, clean, family friendly, but funny. Tim Allen in Home Improvement. Oh, some of those are hold your sides funny. Watch the news as much as you need to, but please don't overdo it. Carve out time for laughter. You'll be glad you did. That's my closing thought, Kirk. What say you?
I think you said it best. And, life's short, and we need to do everything we can to slow it down and enjoy it. And one way to do that is laughter. And as I talk about this, I know I don't do enough of that. But these are valuable lessons and ones I'll take away for me to find more ways to laugh. I know my colleagues usually laugh at me when I have a brilliant idea, but that's okay too, because it provides laughter. But you're right, Ron, in the midst of all things, not discounting what we're facing, going through, but there's ways to find humor, and it's going to benefit your life, as we've talked about on these Aztec Connects. So I appreciate you again leading us, providing us with this important message. And I apologize for my corny jokes.
We forgive you, but let me throw in one more real quick. I oftentimes coach people in their marriage, help people prepare for marriage. And if their marriage is going in a direction they don't like, I don't counsel, but I can coach them often back to a better place. One of the common recommendations, frequent, I should say, recommendations that I make is find a funny movie, sit on the couch together, right next to each other, hold hands, and laugh together. And that creates, again, mutual endorphins and so forth. And as you're having more fun and laughing together, the state of your relationship can improve. So do it as a whole family. Do it by yourself if you're by yourself. That's fine. Please don't underestimate the benefits of laughter.
Again, Ron, thank you. Thank you to those watching, listening. And yes, you can use some of the corny jokes you've heard. And if you don't like them, you don't have to give me. I'll take blame. I won't tell you who told me them. But take advice from what you've learned today and on this Aztec Connects, and put it to use. I think Ron mentioned an easy way to do it: family, funny movie, and sit around the table, sit around wherever you're going to watch it, and enjoy it and laugh, because laughter is a great medicine. So again, Ron, thank you for being on with us this week.
It was a joy, Kirk. This time flew by, so thank you.
And listeners, again, thank you. We enjoy doing these, and we hope that you get something even from these, because there's definitely, as Ron has said, and I've repeated many times, there's medicine in the laughter. We'll reverse it. So find a way to laugh more. And until next time, thanks for tuning in to Aztec Connects.